Every year on May 8th, the United Kingdom pauses to commemorate one of the most significant events in modern history, V-Day, or Victory in Europe Day. It marks the end of World War II in Europe, when Nazi Germany surrendered and brought an end to nearly 6 years of brutal conflict. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today, we're taking you inside one of the most powerful and majestic events of the year, the V-Day military procession, where the royal family paid tribute to the heroes of World War II. From emotional salutes to royal appearances in a breathtaking military parade, this is a moment in history you don't want to miss. If you love royal history, unforgettable ceremonies, and stories that honor the past, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and tap the notification bell so you never miss a moment of royal greatness. But this year's celebration was unlike any other. In a breathtaking display of national pride, military honor, and historical remembrance, the British royal family took center stage to witness a spectacular military procession honoring the veterans, heroes, and fallen of the Second World War. Set against the backdrop of London's iconic landmarks, this procession was more than a ceremony. It was a reminder of Britain's enduring spirit, its unbreakable alliances, and the royal family's central role in preserving the nation's heritage. From stirring military marches to emotional tributes, and from royal pageantry to public unity, here's how the world witnessed one of the most majestic and meaningful V-Day celebrations in recent memory. V-Day. A day that changed the world. V-Day marks the moment when, in 1945, Prime Minister Winston Churchill announced Germany's unconditional surrender. Across the UK, crowds poured into the streets, waving flags, hugging strangers, and celebrating the end of years of loss and uncertainty. King George VI addressed the nation. A young Princess Elizabeth and her sister Margaret famously slipped into the crowds outside Buckingham Palace to join in the celebrations anonymously, a moment that forever bonded the monarchy to the people. 80 years later, V-Day continues to carry deep emotional resonance. And the royal family, then and now, plays a critical role in honoring that legacy. The stage is set. London prepares for a royal tribute. In the days leading up to the procession, London was transformed into a living tribute to its wartime resilience. Union Jack flags fluttered above the Mall, royal guards polished their uniforms to perfection, and thousands of veterans and military personnel from the UK and allied nations gathered in solemn camaraderie. The route of the procession stretched from Horse Guards Parade to Buckingham Palace, passing through Whitehall and Trafalgar Square, places that bore witness to the original V-Day celebrations in 1945. Giant screens projected archival footage from the war. Choirs rehearsed hymns of remembrance. And an air of reverence mingled with anticipation. Royal family arrival. Duty and devotion. As bells tolled across Westminster and the crowds quieted in respectful awe, the royal family arrived in full ceremonial presence. King Charles III wore his Field Marshal uniform, reflecting his role as the head of the British Armed Forces. Queen Camilla, dressed in a royal blue coat adorned with a commemorative poppy brooch, stood by his side with grace and solemnity. The Prince and Princess of Wales arrived with their 3 children, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis, marking their growing presence in public royal life. Other working royals, including Princess Anne, Prince Edward, and Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh, were also in attendance. As they took their places on the reviewing platform, a hush fell over the crowd. The procession begins. A pageant of precision and pride. With a sharp blast of the trumpet and a resounding roll of drums, the V-Day military procession began. Leading the way were World War II veterans, many in their 90s and even 100s, waving gently to the crowd as they passed in vintage military vehicles. The audience erupted in applause, with many moved to tears at the sight of living history rolling before them. Behind them came regiments from the British Army, the Royal Navy, and the Royal Air Force, marching in perfect unison. International allies followed, including soldiers from the United States Army, Canadian Armed Forces, Polish and French veterans group, representatives from the Commonwealth nations, such as Australia, India, South Africa, and New Zealand. Their presence was a powerful reminder of the global alliance that stood together against tyranny. Aerial salute. Skies remember the fallen. As the procession reached Buckingham Palace, all eyes turned upward. The Royal Air Force launched a stunning aerial tribute, featuring historic Spitfires and Hurricanes from the Battle of Britain. Memorial Flight AC-47 Dakota, symbolizing the Allied landings at Normandy. A dramatic fly past by the red arrows, trailing red, white, and blue smoke. King Charles and Queen Camilla looked to the sky, visibly moved. Prince George pointed with wide-eyed wonder as jets roared overhead. For a moment, time seemed to stand still, past and present blending into one. Moments of remembrance, emotion and honor. After the military parade, the procession paused for a solemn 2-minute silence, marked by the haunting sound of a lone bugler playing the last post. The silence was profound, broken only by the sound of rustling flags and the soft sobs of veterans and spectators remembering those they lost. Then came a wreath-laying ceremony at the cenotaph in Whitehall, led by King Charles and Prince William. Each wreath bore handwritten notes, from King Charles, in everlasting memory of those who gave their lives for freedom. From Prince George, with help from his father, we will always remember you. These notes were shared by royal aides and later posted on social media, capturing hearts across the nation. Public response. A nation united in tribute. Millions tuned in across the UK and abroad to watch the V-Day proceedings live on television and streaming platforms. The public response was overwhelmingly emotional. Social media platforms were flooded with comments, a day of honor, history, and hope. Thank you to our veterans, and to the royal family for never forgetting. Prince George's presence was so touching, the torch of remembrance is being passed to the next generation. This is why the monarchy matters. They stand not above us, but with us, especially when it counts. Crowds outside the palace waved flags and sang wartime songs like, "We'll Meet Again," and "Land of Hope and Glory," echoing voices from decades past. A family of service. The royal military legacy. The royal family's connection to the military is not symbolic, it is deeply personal. King Charles III served in both the Royal Navy and Royal Air Force. Princess Anne holds the title of Chief Commandant of Women in the Navy. Prince William served as a search and rescue helicopter pilot in the RAF. Prince Harry, though no longer a working royal, completed 2 tours in Afghanistan. Even Queen Elizabeth II served during World War II as a mechanic and driver in the Auxiliary Territorial Service, making her the only female member of the royal family to serve in the armed forces. This legacy of service was on full display during the V-Day event, a visual reminder that remembrance is not just an obligation, but a calling the royals have embraced for generations. What this celebration means for the future. As the procession drew to a close and the royal family waved to the crowds from the Buckingham Palace balcony, one thing became clear. This V-Day wasn't just about the past. It was about the future. About teaching younger generations the importance of sacrifice and freedom. About showing the world that even amid change, Britain remembers. About reaffirming the royal family's commitment to unity, service, and tradition. In Prince George's watchful eyes, Princess Charlotte's quiet reverence, and King Charles's steady leadership, the monarchy demonstrated that the flame of remembrance burns brightly, and will continue to, for years to come. V-Day. The royal family watching the spectacular V-Day military procession wasn't merely a display of pageantry. It was a reflection of national gratitude, historical continuity, and emotional solidarity. In a world that often moves too fast to look back, this moment reminded us all why it's important to pause, remember, and honor. Because when royalty stands with veterans, when past meets present, and when children learn from heroes, history becomes alive. And as the sun set over London and the echoes of marching boots faded, Britain stood taller, prouder, and more united than ever, under the watchful gaze of a monarchy that continues to carry the crown with compassion, courage, and care. The royal family's presence at this V-Day procession wasn't just symbolic, it was a deeply moving tribute to courage, sacrifice, and unity. If this video inspired you, don't forget to like, leave a comment with your favorite moment, and subscribe for more incredible stories from inside royal life. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, stay proud, stay inspired, and I'll see you in the next video.